Hello and welcome back. I'm riding the Rebellion Way and you join me this evening. Having completed stage 2, I'm now about to commence stage 3. Stage 3 is perhaps the shortest of the 5 stages of the Rebellion Way at just under 80 kilometres. But I won't be riding the entire route today. I'm going to break off just before Holcombe Hole at a campsite. Just coming up to 5 o'clock in the evening, so I haven't got that much daylight left, and I've got to do somewhere in the order of 45 kilometres in order to get to that campsite. So this is going to be a flying visit. Entering Castle Rising. The official Rebellion Way route suggests a circle around this location, so that's what we're going to do. The castle remains. I guess that's where the village gets its name from.
Castle Rising was built soon after the year 1138 by William de Aubigny II, an upwardly mobile Anglo-Norman who had owned the surrounding manor at Snettisham. He'd married the widow of King Henry I in the same year, and he'd become an earl. And he'd been described as being transformed into somebody who was intolerably puffed up. He built the castle for her. Massive resources were required to construct Castle Rising, which included 3 baileys with large earthwork defences and a stone keep, with an adjacent deer park just behind the castle. English Heritage took over control of the castle in 1983, and it's open for public access for a small entry price.
There's a really busy main road on the right of that bank there, so make sure you come down onto this footpath, which isn't immediately obvious when you have a look at the route guide from Cycling UK. From Castle Rising, you turn right into the Sandringham estate. That's the royal family's Norfolk home. Sandringham. Looks like cafes and things over there, but obviously all closed. It's approaching 6 in the evening. Well, this is all very lovely. Rather impressive gates. I think the main building is just over there. I can see it through the trees. Oh well, we've turned away, we're not going to get a shot of the house. Oh, look at him, that's a fine looking stag. I can see the wash. This is the only Norfolk coastline that looks west. I think Norfolk might be one of the only English counties, if not the only, that you can actually see the sunrise and the sunset both over water. A very warm welcome to Hunstanton. I think the locals might call it Hunster or Sunny Honey. For obvious reasons, it's turned into a really fabulous evening, hasn't it? Look at that sunset. Tide is out, you can see all the wading birds out there. The tide can go out a very long way, and that's when a lot of the wading birds will come in and feed. I don't really know what the tide's doing at the moment, but that is very picturesque. I think somebody once told me that if you hold your palm up towards the horizon and then you count how many fingers between the horizon up to the sun, that will give you an indication of how many hours daylight you've got left. And the equation, I think, is 4 fingers is 1 hour. I think that the sun is just beneath my 4th finger, so I've probably got less than 1 hour before sunset, and then it will be dark probably within about 20 minutes of that. I better get my finger out. As I said earlier on, one of the few locations in Norfolk where you can watch the sunset over water. Perfect evening for a bike ride along the promenade. Hunstanton. Hunstanton is really smart. It's ever so tidy and neat, and quite a few of the older buildings are made from that sort of traditional red stone, which is, I think that's quite unique for Norfolk. It's almost got a bit of a Yorkshire feel about it. Norfolk's Yorkshire. Leaving Hunstanton to the north, entering Old Hunstanton. Impressive old lighthouse building and the Coast Guard lookout building. Goodness, it is getting dark. I'm in Great Ringstead, just about to pass the general store, just on the right there. Sorry, I can't stop. That is a lovely little shop, well worth a visit. It's right at the end of the Peddar's Way. Yeah, a nice little resupply shop. Of course, if you need something a little bit stronger, you could always stop here. The Gin Tap Inn.
Good evening, folks. I thought I'd give you a very quick update. I've arrived. It was dark when I put the tent up. It's about 11:15, so I won't be long out of my bed. I'm absolutely goosed. So this is the camp, and I'm just trying to dry out my shoes because they were still very damp from when I went through that ford back at Castleacre. And my socks are completely wet as well, so I was just trying to dry those out. Luckily I have got a new pair of socks for tomorrow. So there's my shoes. Got the tongues out. The heat of the fire is making them steam. There's my socks. I'm wearing flip-flops at the moment. Oh, I must show you my Helinox
chair. Okay, over here is my tent. It's a Van Gogh Hydra 200. I think you can only get these through Amazon. Well, you can't really see much else, so I'll bid you good night and I'll speak to you in the morning. I'll show you around before I leave. It's a really nice little campsite, and I'll tell you more about that in the morning. So, thanks very much and see you then. Good night.